would be a collaborative nightmare, and they would play it safe.
Microsoft poured so much money down the toilet for Blue Dragon, like getting all of these guys who have really, really high. Toriyama does not come cheap, you know what I mean? So yeah, it wouldn't make any sense. Also, Square Enix isn't like doing anything that's not a remake of a Final Fantasy or Dragon Quest game. Like,
well, that's not true. They do Enix stuff. They do Enix properties, but this was a Square property, so goodbye.
Yep, pretty much.
So
but
sad.
no, because of the expense involved, I think that the game that we would get would not be as good as Chrono Trigger, because they would be very conservative. They would play it very safe. Mm-hmm. They would make sure that it would be like some sort of gigantic, spectacular blockbuster with a huge budget, and it would have to sell 3 million copies to even begin to be profitable. So it would basically be the next, Final Fantasy style game, and it would miss the point.
So what you're
Chrono
saying
Trigger
is that
Reloaded.
you need like another group to make something like
We
Chrono Trigger,
need a group of plucky heroes to band together and create a
I mean, I
Trigger.
think that we need to move on as a country and as a people. Why don't you just make us a new game that's good, and just say Chrono Trigger is in the past. Like,
Be
nobody's
inspired by Chrono Trigger.
Yeah.
Yeah,
precisely.
Not just Chrono Resurrection.
The fact that it has the Chrono name on it does not mean that it's going to be a good product. In fact, it just
I'd be more wary of it.
Yeah, I mean, it increases the probability that you're just going to be disappointed with it. Like, people are amazing that they just think that like taking an old game that they like and just like making the new version of that is going to mean that the game is going to be good. It's not. Like, it doesn't.
The new Kid Icarus is not going to be totally awesome.
No, but it is because Pit's all bishy now. He's so kawaii.
Well, the old Kid Icarus.
Well, if you say it like that, it almost sounds like he's scary.
Yeah, that's exactly.
It was better than Ninja Jaja Maru-kun.
Right.
I'll give you that. But yeah, so get over it.
Yeah,
get over it.
I mean, I'm taking a very wary stance with Bionic Commando, and a new Chrono game would be exactly the same. But for someone to to put together a game that clearly was inspired by Chrono Trigger, that would be awesome, fantastic. I'd love it.
Mm-hmm.
Here's hoping.
Yep.
This should be everyone's New Year wish.
Everyone band together. The power of love. Make it happen.
Clap your hands if you believe.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so Chrono Trigger. The end. Should we do a virtual selection, or do we care at this point?
That'd be fun. I'd like to do something.
Okay, we haven't done a virtual selection in a very long time, so let's do one. My virtual selection, I may have chosen this before, but I'm going to do it anyway. Again, by God, Bionic Commando for NES, because even if the new Bionic Commando turns out to be a god-awful, colossal flop that pisses on everything that I know and love,
if they include that on there, it'll be all right.
They can't destroy the beauty of the original Bionic Commando for NES. Even Bionic Commando could not destroy its own beauty by taking away Hitler and giving us Master D, the evilest rapper of ever.
I would like to get the Game Boy Color one.
I can lend it to you. It's
no,
okay.
I'd like to make that available again.
Oh, I see.
I know they're never Game Boy games.
Have you?
Oh, you never know.
I'd liked that to happen, but
it's the Game Boy Color one's okay, but it's not. It's definitely not up to the standards of.
No, I emulated it a little bit because I couldn't find it anywhere, and I thought it was all right.
Yeah, I don't know.
Looks
Like the
cleaner.
further you get into it, the less good it is.
Well,
the original
chick, though.
Yeah, with leg warmers.
Yeah.
That's not a good sign.
That's a great sign.
The original Game Boy Bionic Commando is actually really, really close in design to the NES game. Like, it feels like the NES game because you have a sprite that's about this big.
Wait, there was like a black and white Game Boy?
Yeah.
Really?
It was basically the level designs from the original Bionic Commando for NES, with some new elements, some of things taken out, but it was actually very close in design. And then they gave it like a futuristic facelift to be more like Elite Forces is. So instead of fighting like the remnants of the Fourth Reich or Third Reich, the new Fourth Reich, sure.
All right.
Generalissimo kilt. You're fighting like Future Man in the 24th century.
Awesome.
But you're still Rad Spencer, so it doesn't matter.
Wow.
It's a really great port, actually.
Well, we do need the NES version of Virtual Console right away.
We really do.
Yep.
Oh, do you know what Virtual Console or Virtual Selection is?
It's,
Virtual Selection is where you
what we
basically
want
say,
from them?
yeah, like here is a game from days of yore that I love, and why the hell isn't this on Virtual Console?
Has
or
Red Racer
Xbox
come
Live?
out on Virtual Console?
It has
No.
not.
Red Racer with a reissue of the 3D glasses.
Oh, nice. Can you download those and print them out?
That'd be sweet.
On your cellophane printer.
Yeah.
Yeah, that I wonder if that would ever happen, because that is a Square game.
Yeah.
And Square, as we've mentioned,
Yeah.
they're terrified of downloadable content, because what if you get confused by